coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D are the real big woman. With she, you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer every day. Me wife if you sign up letter car. NHT them a real chain setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. Me son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me a tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting and no farmer panga wrong, she give you lawyer, brother, clear your fear. She a the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind, them just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement. Now me house that I build up on the eye. Me a save some me money gone up in the sky from. Me meet Claudia, me say me nah lie. Bank cook up money and me pocket never giant. Me swear for me life, say me son him have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die. You can't stop Claudia Davis, don't try. Every day another house gone. I Miss Davis, she a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Miss D a the real big woman. With she you coulda never go wrong with she. You can own house and a van through she. You can own acre land. Yeah man, you know. It's Claudia Davis. Big up yourself. And say like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis can get your house anywhere. Just be prepared with us.
How many mics you have on?
All right. Can you hear us now?
No, they can't. Can you hear us? Apparently not.
All right. Can you hear us now? Yeah, they can hear us now. Right. I solved the microphone issue.
Can you hear us? We're having a delay.
Yeah, it's streaming, so there will be a delay.
Okay. So which mic are we using?
It's this microphone. I have just taken it out of the dock and yeah, you can hear us. Okay, so you can hear us, but it's low. All right, I can fix that.
Having a delay. Okay, so which mic are we using?
It's this microphone. I have just taken it off of the dock. Okay, so you can hear us, but it's low. Fix that.
So which
The
mic?
volume should be better now. Is the volume better? The volume should be better now.
It sounds so.
Yeah, okay.
But
You
are
said
you-
it's echoing. All right, so let me fix one more thing. Is the volume better? All right. Is it still echoing now? Echoing should stop.
Sounds so.
Okay.
Are you-
echoing? All right, so let me fix one more
I need to
thing.
turn this down. Are you,
All right. Yeah, turn that down. Is it still echoing now?
so are you ready?
All right, I think we're ready now.
All right, welcome everyone. Did you do your promo already? You did?
No, we're just still at the welcome.
Still don't know.
Welcome, everyone.
Did you play your intro song? Maybe you should start over, because I didn't hear anything.
We're not gonna hear anything on this end, not until
But they weren't hearing
that
anything
cooled
either.
down. Okay, so did everyone hear the intro song when they first logged on?
Nope.
You think the answer is no?
Yeah. All right, so you're hearing us.
Yeah, so good to go.
All right. Why is the equipment overheating though? Those are brand new things.
I think in here is just too hot.
Yeah, we're having a challenge with the AC too as well.
Mm.
Oh, wow. All right, let's see if we can get through this. Welcome, 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 everybody. Hi, I'm Claudia. Thank you so much for bearing with us.
And I'm Tony. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. So Tony need a producer.
You say that every week.
Every
When are
week.
you getting me one?
So they heard the original intro song, but we weren't able to hear any sound. I'm not too sure why we're not
I
hearing
think because the
anything.
equipment that we would get sound from is hot, so it's not clean right now.
All right. Today we have a very exciting show for you. Is it one of my favorite topics? I don't think so. No, it's not. Seriously. So we're gonna talk about adverse possession and those things. But let us see who is here now. Who is on?
Okay, so we have Farah. Hi, Farah, and Shoshana.
Hi, Farah. Oh, Shoshana is on.
Yes, Strawberry Hills is also here, and Lorna.
And Lorna. Hi, everyone. Those of you on, say hi.
Monica is also here. Monica says, "Good afternoon, Miss Davis, Tony, and subscribers."
Good afternoon, everybody.
Okay, we have 10 persons on so far. That's good. Let me see if TikTok persons are here. TikTok is in the house. Yes, TikTokers are here. Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Hi, Mr. H, and hi, Tiny. Welcome to another show.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining.
Janet is also here. Janet says hi.
So those of you with family land hanging around, this is a good show. You want to stick around for this one. You have been hearing about adverse possession and all these things. So for some of you, that can be your introduction into land banking. If your family, they've been on the land for a while, but don't have any title, their name is not on the property tax paper. Maybe a great-grand is on the property tax paper. So there's still some connection there. So this might be your way, your ticket into land banking, right?
Yes.
So now you know everything on equal and opposite side. So if this is your ticket into land banking, then it means somebody else losing them ticket to the land banking.
Yeah.
Because the world is built in a balance. So when you gain, somebody are gonna lose. When you up, someone is gonna be down.
Yeah.
When everything, somebody happy, you sad. So which side of the fence you gonna be on?
When you say that, I keep thinking about births and deaths. When you're celebrating the birth of a new child, someone else is mourning the death of someone else.
Right.
Because as much as the population grows, it still
Balances itself out. So that was how it was ordained. That is the creator who designed it. Had nothing to do with humans. That's just how it is designed. So sometimes you're on this side of the fence. Sometimes you're on the other side of the fence, right? However, if you start out, if your family start out with land, meaning your granny or your grandfather or somebody, your mother, your father, sat on land in Jamaica for how much umpteenth years? Do you want to be dispossessed? You want somebody to come and just kick your family off like that? And I don't mean literally kick off, because what happened is, the truth is, some of you came to Kingston and leave the land, come to St. Andrew, some of you went to other countries and leave the land. So you literally kick off yourself. You told it off your own family inheritance, guys. So you're either being adverse possessed, or you are possessed.
But I'm wondering.
Meaning you're in possession.
Are there cases where usually the cases that you see out there about adverse possession is where your granny or whatever from a long time ago owned this land and you didn't exert your rights and then somebody else is there and possess you. But are there many cases where you literally purchased the property and then you were just like negligent after your purchase and then you get dispossessed?
Yep. It can be dispossessed in so many ways. Like the case where we realized that, remember we did this article where the wife got a divorce, did not separate didn't go through the process of settling the estate. And when she came back, was no longer hers.
Was still the husband's?
The husband and his new wife.
Oh.
So that's a painful one, but the courts don't reward you if you're absent, guys. You have to be present. You have to be there. So this is going to hit a lot of you who live overseas the hardest.
Didn't we read a case to where so like A owned the title, owned the property, and sold it to B. While he was selling it to B, C was already sitting on the land, and the court gave C the adverse possession, claiming that even though B bought it from A, it did not depossess C. Remember that case?
Could be. I have to look it up though.
Yeah.
But there's so many, you can't search them up, guys. You really and truly them can't just go squat and then claim. Them have to do some things, right?
Yeah.
But what happens is that the owners are absent for so long that them have all the time in the world to do these things. So guys, we're gonna dive into that. So it can be good for some persons, just like everything else. Can be good for some persons in that they cannot go and adverse possess and own 10, 20, 30 acres of land.
Yeah.
Because they did the right thing. They know what to do.
But I do think though, when it comes to like 30 acres for argument's sake and you squat on an acre, basically, you're building a little house and you're doing a little farming. I don't think the court should split the title and give you the acre.
You think the court should split the title?
Yeah.
But you, the owner, can do that. Two, you don't need to wait on a court to do that. So you reach here and you see the man squatting on your land.
Mm-hmm.
You say, hey, I'm going to do this little subdivision and give you that part that you are sitting on. I don't think the person would object.
No, I'm thinking I'm saying like you as the owner don't know you're being adverse possessed. This man goes to court. He's sitting on 30 acres. The court looks at the information, right? Someone should check, are you actually using 30 acres of land here?
Why?
Right?
It's only one parcel of land.
I think the court should split it though.
Why? That's not the court's concern. The court is looking at a case of adverse possession. Is it over the time period when the owner should have come back and said, this is mine? No.
Yeah, but
So the
also
court
it
have to
has
go.
to show that you're in possession of these
Yes,
30
so
acres.
the-
And if you're only farming 1 acre, you're not in possession of the full 30 acres.
Tony, from your on the land, you're in possession. No matter if it's 100 acres. You build 2 little matches stick house. You live on it. You have 10 picnic. You have some dog around up and down. There's nothing that says you have to use the whole of the land. Where in law does it say that? I
Yeah.
don't think so. No, you
I don't
can.
agree with that.
You said the court should probably use their discretion, but the court is only concerned with the law. And the law said, was the man disturbed? No, he wasn't disturbed. The man not pay the tax? Well, yes. Him raise children for 100 years, you over the 12 years limit. Did you ever come and ask this man to come off of the land? No. That's all the court is looking at. What's in the law?
Until one judge says you are not using all the land, so we're not going to give you all 30 acres.
I don't think that's what the judge to say.
But the judge can probably say that.
Because it is not the judge's land. That's the point you're missing. The judge can only look at the facts and apply the law. The law said,
But law change every day.
yeah, but this is a law that we're dealing with right now. This is the one that we're dealing with. And we're going to look at the law that allows persons to dispossess other persons. All right, so Tony, what you
Going
have
for a
on
short commercial break and then we'll be right back.
All right, short commercial.
Looking for a place to call your life. 2-bedroom home, 1 bath inside. Move right in, everything's new. The perfect little home waiting for you. Bought last year, still fresh and bright. Comfort and value done just right. A smart first step, a future to build. Own your home and watch dreams fulfilled. Phoenix Park Village starts your new life. 2-bedroom home, 1 bath inside. Don't miss this chance. Now is the time. Your brand new home is ready to shine.
All right, welcome back, everyone. Let me fix the screen so that we can continue. Yes, this is the one you want to do, right, Mommy?
Welcome back, everyone. So, the government of Jamaica, they are getting very serious now about this land thing, and I hope you're following. So this one is from this news came out this week. And this one is on I think it's on which website is this one, in JS?
OPM.
OPM. Office of the Prime Minister. Good. All right. So you know it's credible news. Government's land administration capacity enhancement project to expand land ownership and economic inclusion and growth for Jamaicans. Now this one going to hurt some people, as well as some persons will be laughing. There are many Jamaicans, and I'm quoting from the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. There are many Jamaicans alive today who have worked the same piece of land for 40 years. They have built a home on it. farmed it, and raised a family on it, and still cannot prove on paper that it belongs to them. That gap between possession and title is not a bureaucratic inconvenience. It is a barrier to finance, to security, to inheritance, and to the formal economy. The Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project will change that. What I also know it is a barrier to, with all these new highways and byways going on, everybody, the government have to find the people who own the land and compulsory acquire it. They call it compulsory acquisition. Compulsory, meaning you don't have no choice. Them just want this land, they'll put a highway through it. We're going to value it and pay you the money. Your objection not going nowhere because you could have run that through the court the next 50 years that are go on and go on.
So while the government is doing this for you, he's also doing it for himself.
I do believe so. Because if everybody have them title, the government can say, Claudia Davis, you own this 50-acre running a highway through it. We're going to pay you $50 million. Say, fine. Sign on a dotted line. We're done.
I know a client called and was like, you know, my mom and dad own a piece of land and I was gonna put my house here on it, but now the government has called and said they're taking the part that I was going to put the house. I was like, oh, that's rough.
That rough.
That rough.
Well, do you know that some persons actually have a house on the land and they're removing it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Portland one and it looks like some persons live in the path of the new road.
Yeah, because I mean, he called and it was like, we're gonna see how much money the government going to give and see if I can buy another piece with the NHT that I have.
Right.
Living there, so not working.
Not working out. So remember, the government can do compulsory acquisition because we say we own the land, but really we hold the land, right? Which is why we still pay taxes, property taxes, because we really don't own it. We're really the landholders, right? And as a landholder, you can use the land for your own purpose, make money, all kind of things, your family, this, that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the right. So Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness says, the newly launched Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project called LACEP will modernize Jamaica's land administration system, expand economic opportunity, and help thousands of Jamaicans convert informal land occupancy into legally recognized assets that can support wealth creation and national development. You know, Tony, as we're talking about this, it brings me back to this whole thing about the sugar. For years, Minister Tufton has been saying, no, stop drink how much sugar you drink. Slow down on the sugar. Nobody now pay attention. Like I myself, yeah. Still I drink, every drink we have sugar, I still I drink it. Right?
Not only that too, not only have you still, you're still drinking sugar, you're trying to negotiate with the sugar.
Yeah.
If I only have a half a teaspoon of sugar, for you to stop drinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to negotiate the sugar. I say, if I have brown sugar instead of white sugar, that may be better. And I'm reading every single bottle, how many grams? Then I learned that I don't understand grams. So let me convert this to teaspoons. And then I said, oh, Google said 4 grams of sugar is 1 teaspoon. I'm like, what? And this thing says 20 grams of sugar, literally 5 teaspoons of sugar. Would I put 5 teaspoons of sugar in my mouth? Hell no. So then I think back and I'm saying, but hold on, I'm used to mix lemonade and Tony has some serious tablespoon of sugar in it.
What are you talking about tablespoon of sugar? You used to take the whole bag and pour.
In a jug. And then I taste, this is sweet enough. I tweet it up. Guys.
By the time you finish, it's a powder of sugar in the lemonade.
Right. So when they said 20 grams of sugar, I was like, but them people, them right. When I mix the lemonade for throwing them, I put 4 teaspoons. Anyway, so this whole land thing now, as was said, the government is saying they're helping all of us to get our titles and ownership so that we can unlock and we can borrow money and we can do subdivision, get more money, all these things. Yes, but the government help themselves. So when the government say, stop drinking sugar drink, stop this, nobody now listen. The government decide now, so we put a drop a tax on it. So all of the people who make sugar drinks start to ball out, right? Why they putting the tax on it? Ugh. But guess who gonna pay the tax?
Consumer.
The consumer. So when I think about it, I say, well, a little bit, but this not hurt nobody who make sugar drink. The only person this is going to take money out of pocket is me. Because the drink is gonna be higher and I'm going to pay the price, right? Not only am I paying the price for the higher drink, as Minister Tufton keeps telling us, that high consumption of sugar is really causing lifestyle diseases, right?
I tell you a better one. I was in a taxi, road taxi, and the taxi driver and the front seat passenger were talking about the tax on the sugar drinks.
This is one of your taxi chronicles.
Yeah, the taxi man and the lady was like, I don't think there's any tax on water, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should be drinking water. And taxi man say, you mad? How much drink water upon this road every day? I have to drink my eye cool.
I feel it. Because I tell you guys, I stopped drinking sugar. What drinks? So Minister Tufton, I'm finally listening. So I've stopped. And I had to do some tests on my doctor. And he said, Claudia, but your inflammation is down. I said, what are you saying? He said, yes, it's down. I said, oh, that must be the sugar. Then we go fast, now we go up on a scale. So he will be on the scale first. I said, hold on. Well, looks like I've lost some weight. He says, yes, you have lost some weight. So I've been tracking it. And literally, the pounds have been dropping. But there's a side effect to that.
What?
My neck I get stringy. I don't like that. Right? And everything is jiggling. And I'm like, I cannot win, guys.
You could do some exercise, Mom. Some strength exercise.
I'm going to have to go
tone up those muscles.
I'm going to have to try. But Minister Tufton, your government. So on a liquor with the sugar thing, we're not listening. On a liquor and the tax on it. Jamaican people still not gonna listen though. They're not gonna buy them sugar drink, right? And then now you come with this land thing. I'm thinking this is seriously helping the government. So the government indirectly collect more money from we through sugar drink tax.
Not only that, so the government already came up with the LAMP program.
Yes.
And begging to come
and
regularize.
Begging to come and regularize with Lampy.
Yeah.
Still not listen.
Still not listen.
So that was a little segue, guys. Speaking yesterday at the project's inception ceremony, Prime Minister Holness said the initiative directly addresses one of the country's long-standing development barriers, which is the inability of many Jamaicans to formally prove ownership of land they have occupied and developed for decades. There are Jamaicans alive today who have worked the same piece of land for 40 years, built a home, farmed it, and raised a family on it, and still cannot prove on paper that it belongs to them. That gap between possession and title is not a bureaucratic inconvenience. It is a barrier to finance, to security, to inheritance, and to the formal economy. Who tell us that the people that want to borrow the money? The Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project is to change that. How much is it going to cost? We know. The project is being implemented through a partnership between the government of Jamaica and the Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA, with KOICA providing a grant of up to $9 million, approximately 1.42 billion over the period 2025 to 2031. No, it begs a question, guys. Why would Korean government give us a grant of $9 million over the period 2025 to 2031? This is a grant, meaning we shouldn't have to pay it back. Correct, Tony?
Free money.
What does that grant mean? NHT give grants and it's free money. People don't have to pay it back. So I'm going to assume it's the same thing. So this is a grant, right? You see how important land is, people. The Korean, and if we make the Korean government come give you a grant, for putting a name on a title? My God. Begs the question. The importance of land in Jamaica at this time.
And it's an important time. There's so many things happening.
Yeah.
Not just the oil thing, but just like the infrastructure work, everything that's happening.
That's
in Jamaica.
right. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the investment represents a transformational step in strengthening Jamaica's land governance, infrastructure, and public administration systems. We are building a system that is faster, more accurate, more accessible, and more responsive to citizens, investors, planners, and communities. The initiative will also establish a new land administration and innovative center at 84 Hanover Street. That's where Title's office is now, which will serve as a modern training and innovative hub for the National Land Agency and wider government operations. The facility will include office space, conference room, computer labs, specialized software systems, surveying equipment, drones, and advanced geospatial technologies. Dr. Holness said the project's impact will extend far beyond administrative reform and will directly influence economic productivity, investment confidence, housing delivery, and access to financing. When land is properly surveyed, mapped, recorded, and titled, the effects ripple outward. A family can access a mortgage. A farmer can use land as collateral. An investor can assess a site with confidence. Government can identify and unlock the value of public lands. He said it, finally. Government, but he said public lands. Government can identify and unlock the value of public lands. But not having a title does not stop the government from unlocking the value of public lands.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't, because the government owns the means of just putting a title to the land
that they own already.
Yeah, that they own already. So I'm not so sure, Dr. Holness, that
or maybe what he's trying to say is that if you have a title and we buy the land from you, now it becomes public land.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. But it says just
but it's hard for us to get the land from if it's not titled.
No, he says government can identify and unlock the value of public lands. But I don't think the government not having a title for 50 acre in a moko, should stop them from developing the land.
Or maybe it's a case where like maybe a hotel wants to come, but the government own it, but don't have no title for it yet.
But them can't go make title and them make title.
Well, true. I don't know what he's saying. Or maybe you don't have the money to make the title, so maybe that's why I need the grant.
Okay.
No.
All right. Disputes decline. Infrastructure planning improves. Environmental management becomes more precise. Housing delivery accelerates. Is that so? A land title is more than a document, it's a platform of opportunity. I'm not so sure that government, you can unlock any land you own, put a title on it and do what you want to do with it. You don't even need title. Once you subdivide it, you get the title. So? Furthermore, the only way is if somebody's contesting that you say is yours and them say for them.
Or you must contest land that the government.
And every land that the government owns actually has commissioner of lands on it. Some lands, even Riverstead. Riverstead drops right beside a piece of land that is owned by the Commissioner of Lands.
Yeah, but
I'm coming to see if I can get it from one.
You're trying to dispossess the government.
Dispossess them.
Dispossess the government.
Yeah, adverse them. Got them don't want it.
So need for like rainfall or something to catch rainfall.
It's not part of the forestry reserve.
It's not?
No, it's not. Them just forget to them own the land, Tony. And this is what I'm saying.
They probably don't put no road, so that's why they can't access it. Maybe that's what he wants to do. Money to put roads so he can access his land.
Furthermore, the project will also expand technical training in areas such as geoinformatics, cadastral mapping, GIS technology, cybersecurity, land records management, and surveying. The Prime Minister said this capacity building component is critical to ensuring Jamaica develops the technical expertise needed to manage and improve modern public systems. Prime Minister Holness said the Land Administration Capacity Enhancement Project aligns the government's broader agenda. See Tim say it here now. to modernize public administration, strengthen investment readiness, formalize assets, and support inclusive growth for Jamaicans. That come last. But there's another article in the Observer in Jamaica are titled, meaning to have a title.
Hold on, I don't have that one.
No, you probably don't. You
Can I
should.
pull it up? What's it called?
It's called Jamaica Observer Land Title Boost. So it says, why I want to bring this one to your attention is that it gives us some more details. So it says, in terms of the timeline, right? So stage one is we're going to run from 2026 to 2027. And that was going to lay the foundation through institutional reform for the Land Administration Innovative Center, which you know is going to be at 84 Hanover Street, and eventually become a hub for practical training and development through intensive preparation courses. So between 2026 and 2027, all them doing is setting up the structure, the background, down at 84 Hanover Street, right? And then start training people. Then from 2028 to 2029, stage two transforms the LAIC into the National Training Hub with technical courses, field practice, geographic information system, data management, and training and development. So it's still a whole heap of paper work, right? Then starting in 2030, the LAIC will be fully operational by the NLA, supported by targeted technical cooperation and a trainer model that aims to keep expertise in Jamaica. Now I ask a question now. Which part of this is the part that is going to go through and give the people them title? When I read it, I was like, so where in it?
Maybe after 2030.
I don't know.
It says the LRC will be fully operational by the NLA, supported by targeted technical cooperation and training. Maybe it's after 2030 when they're fully trained.
It serves as a foundation for roads, yes. So the president of CEO of Korea Land and Geospatial Informatic Corporation explained that the implementation of land administration is at the core of national infrastructure, serves as a foundation, right, for the development of roads, railways, airports, urban planning, tax, etc. Korea has achieved a rapid economic growth based on effective land management. Now, I agree that if every parcel of land is titled, the government can move faster now with their infrastructure rollout because them know who to go to sign off and say them only sign off, this will pay that and deal done. Right now, them run up and down. When I look at the list for the Portland, I've noticed many persons on it do not have a title. All them have is a property tax paper. That now ticklish. Who really own this land? The man dead already whose name was on that. Where are the family members? Sometimes the family members not even on the land. It's other people now take over the land. So who does the government pay the money?
But you know what I'm wondering, Mom? Okay, for example, you own property, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have passed. A death certificate is issued,
Mm-hmm.
right? All of that is tied to your TRN or the NIDS when it comes out. It shows that this Claudia Davis, TRN X, death certificate X, has owned these properties. How nothing triggers to say that it waits for you or your family members to have written a will, whatever, before it says this land now needs to transfer to heirs. Why isn't there anything built in the system to say it pulls up the will or it pulls up whatever and it pulls up the birth certificates that show that you have 2 children? Nothing happens. It just lays and waits until
the government don't care about
the children do something.
All they care about is collecting the taxes. So it doesn't matter who pays it.
Doesn't matter.
No, the owner can pay it, the tenant can pay it. Somebody else who try to, as them say, thief the land can pay it. They don't care. They just want the taxes, which is the government is saying, guys, you're on this land, use the land for your benefit of yourself and your families. Them not running it behind you, nothing, just use the land. So if the land is commercial, industrial, residential, farming, agriculture, use it in accordance with the zone. Once you're using it in accordance with the zone, the government have no beef with you. Whether you own it on paper or you just possess it, meaning you just they're farming it or somebody give a lease or whatever. Government don't business with that.
I know, but I think all our government agencies, they're too independent and too loosey-goosey.
Well, that's a good thing. It is a good thing.
What do you mean by it's a good thing?
Because now you can't get adverse possessed easily.
I don't know. I
'Cause
feel
the
like if I was
government-
in charge, I'd
the
tie
government-
everything together.
The government didn't move to go look for no ears who gone a foreign long time. And no. And besides, there's a system in place where the government actually gets back the land. So if there are no natural ears or no downlines to get this land, it goes back to the crown.
What I would do, I wouldn't even wait for that. I would have tied the system so tight that if you as the heir don't produce a will or set in an administration or something, you're automatically on a decline to lose that property. That way people can't sit down for 20 years sitting on a dead left title and didn't probate mom's will or anything like
So
that.
so you will be known as a government to thief people and no.
Yes. No, Jamaican people too lazy, man. They need to move. I don't know why they just sit and just do nothing.
Because them waiting for somebody to do it for them. So guys, I don't see this 1.2 billion. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But in the timeline there that I just read, it's more training and so on that will be happening between 2026 to 2030. That's 4 years.
Yeah,
So
but
you still have 4 years to go under the old system
Mhm.
and regularize yourselves.
Yes.
You still have 4 years, right? Now, if you go to my website, you can register. Did I put it in? No, I didn't put it in. I need to put something here. It's an adverse possession, but I think I only have buy, sell, developer project, investor inquiry, mortgage. But you can inquire under any of these. I'll see it, I'll read it, and see what it is you want. So I'm currently helping some persons to sort out themselves. So if you're one of them sitting on 10 acre, 15 acre, you don't know what, get your family together, man, and get the thing sorted out.
Dancehall entertainment, is there still no sound?
At what point did we lose sound?
I don't know. I'm just seeing it come up here on the screen.
Check your things if they're. Check. At what point did we lose sound? Oh,
I
we
don't
still
know,
have
I'm
sound.
just seeing it come up here on the screen. Turn that down.
Check your thing. What should she check?
I'm not sure.
Everybody, are we still live?
Yes, they can hear us.
They can hear us. All right.
You had a question, so let me just go to it before we move on.
If it's about Albert position, I'm gonna answer it. So it don't make sense to answer it now.
But listen, how easy is it for someone to steal your land if you're paying the taxes but have not occupied or visited the property for multiple years?
I'm going to answer that in the
Right?
main section.
Sharika says, this makes me want to study real estate law.
We're going to do one of the laws. We're going to do one of the laws. Do we have a commercial break now?
We have a musical break.
Yeah, man.
Listen you love listen to music.
Legacy of land banking are the real deal. Buy up the land to secure your meal. Forget things will rise and drop. Me put me trust in dirt, not up. Me not chase crypto or flashy trend. Me want me children own till the end. To build the dream, the pension, the plan. Land of the key, own piece of the land. Land banking simple, buy land cheap. Hold it long term, watch value leap. No fence or house, that's still alright. One day development, I go shine the light. Buy no wait, no rush to flip. One new highway, land tech trip. Them a pave road, put post the light. The same bush you buy glow bright, bright, bright. Yeah man, them laugh when they buy the dry bushy. Now them walk all the tour and looky. Land can't spoil, can't get hack. Me sleep good, me asset intact. Land banking are the real deal. Buy up the land to secure your meal. put me trust in dirt, not up. Me not chase it to our flashy trend. Me want me children own till the end. To build the dream, the pension, the plan. Land of the key, own piece of the land. Paper assets crash when the market shake, but land still there and not evaporate. Me can't sleep on paper or digital, but me lay on me land, that physical. You can't build on Bitcoin or tweet, but me can plant food on me land. Sweet, 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 sweet. Land grow wealth, build legacy. No app can duplicate this equity. Me see only for the people run down poor, but me land appreciate more and more. No Wi-Fi drop, no lagging loss. Me
Welcome back, everybody. So, you know, the topic today is adverse possession. So, what is adverse possession? Which is what someone alluded to earlier when she said, can someone thief your land? Can they adverse possess your land, right? So, what is adverse possession? A person who occupies the land without permission, openly, meaning them not hiding. Them building them house, you can't see it. Them tie out some goat pan it every day. Them have a shed. Them raising a family. Them farming. They are already on the verge of adverse possessing. You didn't give them permission. Them just go onto the land and them doing them thing, right? It must be openly, meaning anybody who pass the land, including you, can see that these people on it, right? It must be continuously. So them can't come today, then next year them not there, and then wait 2 years to come back, and them there for 1 year, and then them leave again, and then them come back, right? No, it must be continuous. It must be exclusively, meaning them alone sit down on the land. And it says here as if they're the owner, right? So occupation over time can create legal rights. Just like how if you have a land and you make some people walk across the land there every day, back and forth, to go to feed them place. We're going to discuss that in other things. But what's that called, Tony?
Easement?
Easement. Right of something.
Right of way?
Right of something. So, which is why you must fence up your land. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because over a certain period of time, the man come with him truck and he might drive him truck across your land for reach Finland, and every day he might do that and you never give him permission, you never write something to say, yes, I give you permission to drive a truck over here or whatever. Not even like a verbal agreement. You just do it every day. Like Tony, that reminds me, we have some land that I see some people parking on. You need to go fenced up. Because next to them adverse possess you. I was driving by on a side. So adverse possession. That's what it is.
Can someone really adverse possess you with just parking on it?
Them can't drive. Them using the land.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right. So you have to understand that these are the things now without permission. So if you rent somebody the place, you gave them permissions and them can't adverse possess you. If you lease the place, you lease it to them. You gave them permission to be there. If you say the caretaker, you can stay here, take care of the place, but make sure you put it in writing. Don't make it be verbal. The judge may look at verbal, but both of you have to say, yes, the man did give me permission. Suppose the one that turn up a court and say, no, you never give no permission. What leg would you stand on?
Or somebody or a third party have to overhear or something.
And then the third party, something happened to the third party, them leave the island, them not here to come testify. It needs to be in black and white. It must be open, meaning you can't see the man. So you can't run in a bush, hide out from you. If you in the bush, hide out from you, then him not openly, and you can definitely get back your land. right? Must be continuous. All right, Tony, proceed. I'm not seeing your next slide. Do you have another slide?
Yeah, I do. Everything looks so different
So
today.
now I'm blinded.
No, you're not. Here's your next slide.
Can't see.
Oh,
So who is at most risk here for this happening to them? Definitely persons who are overseas.
mm,
Can that slide be any bigger? I am blinded. Definitely if you're overseas. You don't live here, so you're not passing the land every day. Nobody's checking on it. But these days, I've seen cases where persons have been dispossessed, and even though they're passing every day, nobody's on it. So what's going on?
really?
Yeah. Another case in Spanish Town where that happened. They're trying to contest it now, though.
Okay.
And there was a case in the papers recently to where I think he was a police officer and his mom,
Mm-hmm.
something like that, came back and realized that name was no longer on the title.
So who was on?
But
the property?
nobody was on the proper premises.
Oh.
So they just did it behind the scenes. No fencing, guys. The barbed wire fence tell people say somebody own the land. Them just pass the land home so that I Tony I tell you go and go barbed wire up the land. Them just pass the land so I not see nobody pan it and you know. They must say, well, nobody no own the land. Which is why these days I have a preference for land in gated community. Because them have to beat the security first.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the neighbor them are gonna say, God knows that this land belong to Claudia. Now who you? You come here and put up shed and you do this and you know them are gonna fast. That's the thing in the gating them fast. So that's why I kind of have a preference now for lands that are not opened up like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like Villanova is enclosed and I like Palmetto Pines because them gated, them lock up. You have to breach the security first. And the security are gonna know Miss Davis. Right? I'm not gonna know say Miss Davis own lot one, you know. So when him see man a drop cement and I do this, I say, oh Lord, look a bit, who you? Where you come from?
Mm-hmm.
And I go pick up the phone and call Miss Davis. But when the land in a no man's land and that open space and a 10-acre, 50-acre and all these things. Guys, yeah, a little bit of trouble there, so right? So the land has no monitoring. So diaspora, you have to monitor your land. You have to monitor the land. You have to fence it up, right? And then you're gone for 20, 30 years. You don't visit Jamaica. And other people come on the land, them live, raise family, this, that, build some mansion too. And that's it. So, the best time to defend the land is now. Early, as you see them drop some cement sand, like I sold this property at Longville Park, gave the person the keys and everything. It was just a little studio house. She called me one day. Miss D, somebody dropped some sand on the land. I said, what you say? But the house, it obviously looked like it abandoned.
Yeah.
You understand? I said, well, I said, did you go there, clean it up and everything? She said, yes. Cut the yard and everything and them drop the sand. I said, I wonder if it's somebody who drop it at the wrong location.
Mm-hmm.
And that was actually the case, right? But a lot of these open schemes, like a Longville Park, some of you have also gone overseas, because the one I sold us, somebody went overseas. You don't rent the place, you don't do anything, you lock it up, you don't fence it. Not even a barbed wire fence you draw across the front.
Mm-hmm.
And you have left it unattended. It doesn't take anything for somebody to move in there. There's another one that I sold that was in it is in Old Harbour, Tony. Old Harbour Glades.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
When I pulled up, so I got the property for sale. When I pulled up, lo and behold, a man was in there living. He was not supposed to be living in there. This man was living in there, but lucky for me, the person who I had with me, man, I tell you, man, I'm just going and say, who you? What you doing here? And he was really agitated the man, and the man within a week was gone, right?
Mhm.
But if this was somebody who did have baby and everything, and
But you've had that too, where someone was living there with children.
which one? Where was that one?
The one in Spanish Town. It was on Willoughby, the other side. Monroe,
Oh yes, Monticello.
Monticello.
Oh my gosh, there are so much of them we have had to deal with.
Mhm.
That one I literally had to go to court. Owner was overseas. Now the owner's dad built up a structure, did not put any roof on it. Would you believe this man moved in and put roof on the house? Remember Tony?
Yeah.
And lived there with 2 girls and would not come out. I had to go to court to get him out.
Mhm.
So I represented the owner, went to court, get the final, what is it called again? Judgment, what's it called? The eviction.
Mhm.
But just before we could have evicted him, he actually packed up his things and moved. Guess he didn't want his kids to go through that roughness, right?
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, oh yes, so we have had to, if you're in real estate long enough, you have to deal with those things. Once there's a building on the property, you're more vulnerable as well.
Mhm.
Yes. We might have to deal with another one too, because we see we have a house selling, and we went there one day, somebody painted the outside.
I think they put more paint on it.
So we're trying to
I
deal,
was there
and
2 days ago.
you were there 2 days ago, then put more paint on it.
It looks so, yeah.
So, all right, so we need to call the owner. We need a big sign up there and the barbed wire fence.
Alright, we're getting some questions. It's like,
Don't take the questions yet. Move on. Let me finish with this.
alright.
So, why is that so tiny? You need to make that bigger. Can't see it. Now, you have a family who own land in Jamaica. It's either dead left land, family land. Dead left land when the person has died, whose name is on title or whose name is on the property tax paper. So you're either dealing with one or two issues. You're dealing with someone who has died and actually have a title, whose name is on the title. Some of you actually have a will. I looked at a will the other day. The will was from 1901.
Mhm.
Why wasn't this will probated? The will is clear. Who must get what and where? Nobody probated the will. Why? A family member had the will in them possession, hide it up, never give nobody.
Mhm. Which is why I think wills should be lodged, you know.
There, I think if you do a will, give a copy to everybody who beneficiary in the will.
Even if you don't want to do all of that, I think there should be
A central depository. That's what you
just
say.
just like how you have a title place, you should have a will place.
Yeah, where your will is lodged, right?
Yeah.
Stamped and lodged, yeah.
And if
So-
no will comes in, we know what happens if no will comes in.
If there's no will, guys, remember you can't go administration without will. So if your people them dead, to have title, leave the land. No, what is up name? No will.
And we should have video wills too in the depository.
Yeah, no
That way
will.
nobody can come in and write nothing.
Yeah.
You go into the will office and you sit down and you read out your will.
Without your will.
And
Yes.
this is it.
And it's recorded and it's archived. So you need to do administration without will. So if you have a will, fine, you got to probate. You don't have any will, you're going to do administration without will. And you get letters of administration for that one. If you have a will, you're going to get a grant of probate for that one.
If I can start a business, Mom, a will depository. People pay to come and write their wills and lodge it there, and pay to video their wills and lodge it there.
You could. You would need a hosting company. So because you would always have to make sure this record is available, right? You would need some kind of
Both.
vault system.
God system.
All right, Tony, start the business. I'm sure everybody here, so we come give them will and no say it's there
That
already.
will cause too much problem.
Too much problem, man. Too much problem. Somebody have to solve it, right?
Yes.
So remember what I said. Whether them leave a will or not is irrelevant. Your granny dead, your father, your mother, whoever. Go administration without will if them never leave a will. Get everybody together. Do it quickly. Don't make the land become dead left land. And then 2-3 generations down the line, a fight, can't do nothing. This cycle. Why would they have sat on the land for 30, 40 years and then leave it to no one and sit down and not do nothing with it? Come on. Don't do that. All right? So,
My will system too should be part of a legal system too. So when the person dies, that comes into us. We sit down the family, read the will, play the will, and then we say, this is what happens next. Probate or whatever is done right there.
then
Even
Tony,
if the will have left money, that money goes towards probating the will right there.
yeah.
Or whatever, nothing.
But Tony, you could do it. Yeah, you remember you have a law degree now. Go partner with one real liar, not one liar like what? Not one what you call you now? Law degree holder. A law degree holder. Partner with a real lawyer.
We could partner with a crematorium and a funeral home too and say, will come in, death certificate come in, everything.
Everything. Yeah, we have the whole line up.
Whole line
All
up.
right. Think about
Families
it.
don't have to do anything.
Yes, them just
And not
that's
only
it.
that, the person who is passing, they would have probably already done everything one place
Yeah.
and said, my will is here. When I die, I come here. You use the money in my will, whatever, the probate, whatever,
Yeah.
and distribute whatever. Don't
Right.
leave those family members to do
Anything.
anything.
Because it now.
Here, Cassad, who finna do this, and who don't have no money, and
And even
and not
by
only that too, them can't even access the money in the bank account because the will don't probate.
wait, all of that. So I don't leave all the money in the bank. Money
In the
can't
will.
move because the money is in the will. And if you don't probate the will, guys, you cannot get this money in this bank account. Oh my God. Yeah, Tony, you need a proper system
We need
for
a proper
real.
system.
We also need, so another thing that could probably happen is the funeral plot already buy, the burial spot buy, the funeral package buy, all of that do already. All you have to do is turn up.
Yeah.
Just turn up. There's just too much quarreling, guys. All right. Informal occupation, yes, and you have boundary confusion. It gets complicated. There's one where it just says, is here, so my grandmother did send me to put my house. Right here, so as I say, where are the pegs? No peg, no nothing. She said, I'm between the guango tree and the thing, and I'm looking. So where's the guango tree? Just somebody wanted me to build a house for them. So I'm saying, so where are the tree dead long time, of course.
Oh no.
And nobody could figure out where. And of course, it's like them not really want her to build a house either, to be honest, right?
Mhm.
So guys, come on, do what you need to do. Now the courts are going to look at who have control over the land. Not you that gone to Miami 30 years ago. The court is going to look at who's sitting on this land now, build a house, a family. Cut out them goat and a farm it actively and collect how much millions every month. Right? The court is going to look at the exclusion of it. Who have it totally? Who is in possession? And what is the intent? Court will look at all of that on it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, land ownership is power anywhere in the world, not just Jamaica. Anywhere. The whole world. When you see armies go to war, them fighting about land. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, all right, I think Tony have a short break again, Tony. Or we need to jump into...
Go into an article.
Into an article. Which article? Says who controls the land and who occupies it, right? I know that we're supposed to be looking closer at the act that gives the people the right to, let us say, squat on the land and then claim it. Or adverse possession, that's the correct term.
And that's what we're going to next. We get there.
That's where you're going next. And it's called, I call it the Limitations Act, but there's a correct word for it. Now we have some common misconceptions, right, on it. So the Limitations Act actually sets time limits for recovering the land, ownership disputes, and legal claims. One of the key things, 12 years. If you allow somebody to sit on your land over 12 years, undisturbed, you don't even call the police on them, or gonna go quarrel or nothing, you just maybe drive past them every day or you don't know that that's happening. 12 years is the time that they have to get the possession of this land. So they only need to sit on it for 12 years. Now, Xander's even just born yesterday. Xander's already 5. Xavier is 4. Time goes by. People believe that adverse possession is merely about squatting on unused land without understanding the legal requirements. It's not. And you can claim any land if you wait long enough. That's not true. You have specific conditions and quality of occupation that must be met, and not all land is eligible for adverse possession claims. The property owner has no recourse. That's not true. As the property owner, you do have a recourse. So while adverse possession grants ownership to squatters, original owners can contest claims if they are aware and take action within the period, right? Adverse possession is not a quick process. So the man don't squat for 12 years, go to court the next day and get the title. No, he doesn't. It takes some time, right? So, and this adverse possession thing, when he puts in his thing, it have to sit in front of some people for them to say, yes, give him the land. No, don't give him the land. So, you have to act, guys. So the Limitation Act is saying, listen, yes, you might be the landholder or the landowner, if you want to call it that. But if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. That's just the truth. All right? Now, these are the conditions that must be met. The occupation must be open occupation. So that means everybody pass and she said, Tony, and build up her house on the land. Right? Or she's farming the land. Potato, pumpkin, we just got a listing at Stony Hill, not, where is it? St. Mary?
St. Mary.
We went there, we saw pumpkin on it. We saw banana, but it's not no big farming, nothing. So that shouldn't be a challenge. But farming is a business. So when them say farming, them don't mean 1 and 2 cocoa. They mean farming. Somebody fenced the property. Well, this one we saw was a fence. But if somebody fence up your property, and as we're dealing with now, start to paint up your building, something is wrong. If they have connected utilities, well, these days are like a trick if you connect utilities. But if they have connected utilities and paying for the utilities, then you have a problem. Also, if they've decided to fix up this building and rent it to other people, they're in possession. No, because now they might collect rent. Can you believe it?
And we've seen that happen.
We have where?
We have in Portmore. Remember? We got the property to sell. When we got there, someone was living there. She said she was a tenant and she showed her rent receipts.
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Tony, how do you remember these things? That's why you could have passed a law degree, because you can't
How
good
do
memory.
you forget? Like,
Boy, I forget them something in my brain. I remember. True. Again, the owner was overseas.
So it's not just your land them thief your house
Still,
too.
yes, somebody actually rented or collected an entire year's rent from the young lady.
Yeah.
Showed our rent receipts. We had to just say, okay, leave out the rent. And to this day, I'm still in possession of the keys. But yes, Tony, oh my God, that's so crazy, right? The owner of the property, guys, the owners.
That's why gated communities are so important.
Yeah, that's why gated community. I tell you, maybe them can breach a gate too, but can they breach it? How would they breach it?
No, you can't breach the gate because with the gated communities, you have to give a letter to say that this person. You have to give a letter from the owner to say that this person is the tenant or the whatever is staying at the property.
So the gated community start look good now.
Yeah.
Especially if you live
and
overseas.
your name have to, and then who is gonna put your name on the list to give you access to the community? Who's gonna give you the gate pass to get through the gate? So you have to do a whole heap more work.
Yeah. So the gated communities, guys, look very nice now for those of you if you live overseas.
I mean, and if paying their $15,000 a month prevents you from being adverse possessed, why not?
Why not? Exactly. All right. So the courts are saying, and the law is saying, you cannot abandon your property. That's what it is saying. You should not abandon your property. So continuous possession too is also needed. You must have long-term occupation. That is a squatter now. Must be there a long time, over 12 years and counting. Consistent control. Them live there, them fence it up, them open the gate.
Raise families there.
Raise them family. No abandonment. So them never leave, go foreign, come back. Leave, come back. Right? Temporary occupation don't qualify. All right? Now, so this is the owners now. So owners, if you give permission for the person to be there, them cannot adverse possess you. Example, tenant agreement, right? Or a lease agreement. Like I have some land that some farmers are saying, okay, Ms. D, we want to farm on it. So Tony, just please, we need to get the lease going. But you must have a lease in place, written. It don't have to be nothing fancy. You don't need no, trust me, just go on your chat GTP, ask me do a lease agreement, put in people their name and you're done. You Tony?
Yeah.
Tell them how much land, tell chat GTP where the land is, give it the address. Or even scan in your property tax. Put up your property tax paper on chat GTP, upload it to it. I said, chat GTP, give me a lease agreement for this is the man who want to lease a place from me. Or you can even take my ID and upload that and say, the chat, give me the lease. Nothing fancy. Give me a one-page lease, right? You can even say something to chat like, make it airtight. So that if he tries to adverse possess me, he cannot.
The lease agreement can't even say you cannot adverse
possess. Yeah, you can even write that in the lease if you want. So you need an agreement, whether that be tenant agreement, lease agreement, whatever, but you need some kind of agreement to say you gave permission for the man to be there. Now, a verbal agreement may be good in court, because I think we have a case going to tell you where the verbal agreement did come true, but the man have to be willing to say, are you giving permission? Suppose a man come and say, you're not giving no permission. What is a family arrangement? So suppose you have let's say you had somebody coming to take care of your parents. When your parents was alive at the time, there was a cousin or auntie, somebody that came. Now the parents have passed. And you still allow them to stay at the property because maybe them don't have anywhere to go. Plus you want somebody to be at the property. So if there's a family arrangement, them cannot adverse possess you. All right? Also, if they came onto the property as a caretaker, so them can come for your property, be a caretaker, and then I try adverse possess you out of your property. So the law is saying you cannot squat with permission. Me give you permission. You're not a squatter, you're a caretaker, you're a leaseholder. You have either a tenant agreement or some family arrangement have allowed you to stay there. Right. So I've allowed family to stay at a house that I was occupying. Lived there for a couple of years too, right? So because he's a family member and I allowed him to stay there, then he could not have dispossessed me. All right. Now, if this is happening or not happening yet, how can you protect your property? You need to visit the place regular. Put up your barbed wire fence. Put up the signs. No trespassing. This property belongs to Claudia Davis. Write the phone number. Do not come on here. You will regret it. Something, anything. It done it. Just put up signs. All right? Now, keeping the paper title don't mean that them can't adverse possess you, as I've said. Persons have come back to Jamaica, have them title and them on quite fine. And when them go titles off, it's nothing.
Yeah, because what you have is the copy.
The original duplicate. Or if there's such a name. Yeah, it's called a duplicate original. That's what you have. The real original title is at the titles office, all right?
I'm glad that's the way it is because there's a whole system of people who lose these titles every day.
Yeah. Pay taxes, pay property taxes, guys. So even if them pay the property tax, it don't mean you're going to lose your property, but at least you can show the government that you were paying your property taxes, right? Use written agreements. Don't bother with the word of mouth talking business. Not care for your family, your brother, your sister. Just right. Challenge trespass early. So you're going to see the man at times goat by your property. Brethren, don't tie the goat them here. So, like I was with an owner the other day. And the goats, some goats came in. And him start to run. Him said, listen to me, get them out of here. So I said, hold on. But the goat the place now. But the goat them eat down the thing, man. Eat down the grass. He said, no, I don't want them take my land. You get, and it was adamant, man. The man couldn't tie out no goat there, man. The man had to move away with him goat. The man had about maybe a good 50 goat, you know.
That's a sure way to dispossess you because you're definitely using it.
Yeah. So you must use your written agreements. Put caveats on the property. You can. You as an owner can put a caveat on your own property to say, go to your lawyer, make the lawyer word it, but you can't put a caveat on your property. Only challenge to that now is, once somebody try to do a dealings with the title, the responsibility of the titles office is to notify the lawyer on record, right? So when they notify the lawyer on record, if that lawyer don't act within the time frame, which I'm not so sure the time frame, but I'm not going to say, but I know it's not months, it's days. They must act, put a blockage to it or respond something, because if they don't respond within the time frame, the NLA is not under any obligation to you. They will put through the transfer.
Gotcha.
All right, so you have to do that. You must rent or lease the unused lands. So yes, I have a farmer now saying want to lease the land, so I need to go activate myself, get the lease together, and lease him the land so that I know that he's there and that nobody else will actually come onto the land, right?
Right.
Because he's there and he's doing his thing. And you don't have to charge the big lease money for the lease. You don't need to do none of that. You're just really trying to keep your property and to keep your ownership of this property and to be a good citizen, not just have the land there idle, right? Because when I have the land there idle, somebody else can make a living from the land, like the farmer who wants to, do something. He can make a living from the land. Why I must just have the land sit on the idle? I don't know, right? So this is what the law is saying. Now, there's some other ways that I came up with that you can help you. I find them very good. One of them is put a little loan on the property. Take out a little $2 million loan, put that on a fixed deposit or something. and pay the little 10,000 or 15,000 a month. That loan on that property is like you have a security guard on the land. He told it literally.
You think so?
Yeah. Because when them check the title, even NLA, they're gonna check to make sure it's a clear title, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. Oh, you have an adverse possess somebody with a loan on the title. They're gonna check. I can tell you. The bank is going to also protest because the bank have to give a release to NLA. So when NLA gets this document transfer, whatever, NLA is going to look at it and say, but where's the release from the bank? No release from the bank. They're not going to write the bank. Where's the release? Are they going to say to the lawyer?
Yeah, but
where's the release?
But I'm trying to say, yes, that works, but if the court is issuing adverse possession,
They don't reach a court yet.
they don't reach a court yet.
Well, let us say, more than likely, I'm going to go to a lawyer first.
And the lawyer may stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but lawyer might be brazen enough and say, let's test this.
Well,
And it reach court, and the court will say, we don't care who's on title. The man is in occupation. Let us put it through. And just cancel your loan and cancel you
oh,
off
the
the
man
title.
cancel the loan. Who going to pay the loan?
No, transfer the loan off the property to a personal loan or whatever they call it.
Them can't do that.
You sure?
I don't think the court can remove a lien from a property. How would they be able to do that? The court can sign a transfer, but the lien would have go with the transfer.
Or they transfer the lien to the person.
Or
itself.
them transfer the lien, transfer the lien to the squatter.
No, not to the squatter, to the owner.
The
It's a
court
personal loan.
can't do that. That's gonna be tricky. So I would
Courts
say,
have done a lot of things. I wouldn't put anything past courts.
yeah, but I would say put a lien on the property. The average person will look at the lien and don't test it. Another thing is you can put a minor on the property. So you have grandchildren, you still have children who are minors, add their names to the title. Because once a transfer, anything, any dealings come in, because a minor is on it, they're gonna stop and look at this, you know? Because in truth and in fact, minors are protected. Remember now, the minor being on it is, can the minor really go walk up and down and look if, can sometimes ever go and look if somebody's squatting on the land? Can they go and put up a barbed wire fence? Can they go and put up any signs? No, they can't, right? So once a minor is on it, then that should kind of make the court stop and think. So it is caveats on the property, liens on the property, and a minor. Another thing you can do is put it in trust. If it's put in trust,
Oh, them say with the loan. So the short answer is yes, you can get adverse possessed with a loan on the title.
you can. Mhm.
Yes. However, the loan goes with the property. So you get
The squatter get the
the
loan.
squatter get the loan.
Right. And the squatter not go on the loan.
No, because I mean if my thief lad him go on debt too. No.
Yeah. No on a debt.
Mm-mm.
So, and if him get the loan, when him do some continue, how am I gonna do that though? Because the person who took the loan, the bank have that person as the person who signed the contract and said them get the loan. So how can the court transfer a property with a loan on it?
Mm-hmm.
So who is paying the loan? Something wrong there. So. That a chat GTP upon.
Mm-hmm.
Chat GPT can't say anything. So we need to find a lawyer who can answer
They
that.
say HOAs stay on it as well.
HOA stay on it too? Yeah.
Liens, yeah.
If HOA
Judgment
put a lien,
liens, yeah.
judgment
Tax
lien,
liens
tax lien.
and mortgages.
That's why the squatter not gonna touch it.
Yeah.
Because too much you won't get too much liability. And them want free land. So put a lien on it, guys. Bigger the better too. So that it don't suit you to pay off your loan, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep on the loan if you want to save it. But rent out the property. That's the key. Rent out the property. The tenant cannot adverse possess you. All right. So the main purpose of the act is it sets time limits for legal claims.
And you're right. It says here, while it's possible, once the lender, which would be the bank is also given notice, and they contest it, it ties it up for a little longer.
Yeah, man. The bank is going to contest that.
Yeah.
The bank is, oh, you're giving a man of straw a lien. Who is going to pay me? And the bank want them money. Yeah. Yeah. So you have a time limit, right? 12 years. Keep that in your head. For government land, if you're squatting on government land, it's 60 years. It used to be 40. And government move it to 60.
Government smart.
By the time you claim, you're dead.
I know. Can you have continuous claim? Like your kids pick up the rest of the years?
They wouldn't be on the land long enough to be on it 60 years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you are on it
No.
for the first 20 years,
So unless them
and then your
born,
child born,
them born on
midway
it,
through
and
it,
them they're 60, so they must be over 60 to claim. When
yeah.
I reach over 60, I not claim no land, government land.
I
Like that.
know, right?
Unless it probably be, no, government will come run and give them title anyway.
Mm.
Yeah. I think so.
But if it's you under just a little piece of government, then no,
No.
it must be you and a whole community.
Yeah,
and the government
you
land.
want a whole community. Yeah, that's true. They will come and give you that title. All right. So remember the different, your possession must be continuous. Occupation must be open, right? And the person must occupy the land without permission, openly, continuously, exclusively, as if they are the owner. And as owners of lands, remember that permission. So when you give the person permission to be there, it destroys their adverse possession. So them can't come say, oh, me did rent the place from him, and them dead him not turn up, so me I come for adverse possess now.
Ready to look at your article?
Which one of them now?
The one where the person was not.
So some of
adverse
you, some
possession.
persons love to talk about them want to pay the taxes to get the land. That alone can't make you get the land. Just say you're paying the tax, you have to be in occupation.
And according to your list, so you have to be doing some serious stuff.
Yeah. So remember to if it,
Building structures, proper farming,
Farming.
fencing up the property, renting it to others.
yeah. And even if it have a title, guys, you're at risk with the title. The title is the one that is at risk. Because now them can transfer to themselves. If the land just if the land is just on the property tax roll, it's hard to forget adverse possession. But if they have a title, because remember, so the court are going to extinguish the title and give a new title.
Okay.
So it is the lands that are title that are vulnerable. Those lands are vulnerable, right?
So soon every land, as soon as government do their work.
Yeah, as soon as government do all of this thing and put everybody on a title, some person's going to be in some serious problem, Also, I'll leave this one for last. Buy in new subdivisions. Them
Well,
can't
yeah.
dispossess you of the title with 1 year old, 2 year old.
And you can probably sell before that too.
Yeah.
Or buying another new.
And buy another new subdivision. So if you buy Palmetto Pines now, don't wait for 12 years and move if you keep the land forever.
Alright.
Sell, buy a new scheme. So Miss Davis, sell this now. Get me the next new scheme.
5 years. 6
Fine,
years.
yeah, you always have a new title. Remember them have did it 12 years and the title now reach 12 years old, which judge them
can't
have
be
go
there for
before.
12 years.
You can't be there for 12 years. Understand, guys? So that's why I leave that one for last. We have Palmetto Pines. We have Villanova. We just got those titles. We have Ecosted, which is called what again? Ecosted at Norwich. Those are all new titles. So Ecosella North is in Portland. Villanova is on Olaba Road. Although we kind of stopped selling, we have sold up phase 1 of Villanova. We're completing infrastructure. And the Palmetto Pines is also new. What we're doing now, putting the water lines on all roads.
Most roads are getting water currently, and they're cutting a few new roads on the hill, but mostly water lines are going in now.
Right. So guys, once with the water lines, it's paving next. So we're at the finish. Remember, we did the sewage. Then we did the drains. We haven't concreted the sidewalks as yet. We haven't covered those yet. So the drain and the sidewalk kind of in one. But once we put in the water lines now, guys, so we'll lay the 4-inch pipes now. Once we put those in, connect up, pressure up.
The water lines are going in nicely though. I know water lines going, but the way they go in, it's very interesting to see with the T's and the metal unions and everything that comes up out of the ground. I've never seen that process before, so that's nice. You
took pictures to put on your WhatsApp, Facebook? Okay, so you see those pictures. So when the water lines go in now, the next thing is complete road compaction and pave it. So those of you who have been waiting for Palmetto Pines, those of you who don't wait to buy dirt, you buy dirt and wait. Tony, the waiting will soon be over. We're hoping to start handing these over in summer, as in this summer. So line up on yourself. Some of you will need to be going to the bank, and the bank only give you 90%. You only deposited 5%. So you need to put your other 5% down. I hope you have been saving your money. And this is why I like land subdivisions in Tony, because I get to save my money. Save up my money, liquor, and I get to do it, right? I don't have to wait for a big chunk of money. And I keep teaching them that. Save up your money, liquor, and just do it, right? So my Palmetto Pines people, you will soon be coming back in front of me for your packages. I know you'll be happy. You will be running to NHT to get those.
Ready to do your article?
Go ahead. No, I think I need a break. I need some water, actually.
Do you have yours?
Mine is finished.
I think mine has a little.
Actually, it doesn't.
Does it?
No.
Oh,
is there water somewhere else?
No. All right,
can I go to the break?
Yeah, man. Land over paper, legacy of land banking are the real deal. Buy up the land to secure your meal. Forget things will rise and drop. Me put me trust in dirt, not up. Me not chase crypto or flashy trend. Me want me children until the end. To build the dream, the pension, the plan. Land are the key, one piece of the land. Land banking simple, buy land cheap. Hold it long term, watch value leap. No fence or house, that's still alright. One day development, I go shine the light. Buy no wait, no rush we flip. One new highway, land tech trip. Them a pave road, put post the light. The same bush you buy glow bright, bright, bright. Yeah man, them laugh when they buy the dry bushy. Know them walk all the tour and looky. Land can't spoil, can't get hack. Me sleep good, me asset intact. Land banking are the real deal. Buy up the land to secure your meal. Forget things will rise and drop. Me put me trust in dirt, not up. Me not chase it to our flashy trend. Me want me children own till the end. To build the dream, the pension, the plan. Land are the key, one piece of the land. Paper assets crash when the market shake. But land still there, you not evaporate. Me can't sleep on paper or digital. But me lay on me land, that physical. You can't build on Bitcoin or tweet. But me can plant food on me land, sweet, 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 sweet. Land grow wealth, build legacy. No app can duplicate this equity. Me see only for the people run gone poor. But me land appreciate more and more. No Wi-Fi drop, no lagging lag.
Welcome back.
All right, welcome back, everyone. We're looking at an article on adverse possession where the owner won, which is rare, right?
Trust you to find the one where the owner won.
I don't know. I'm not about adverse possession. I
Me
think
either.
people work too hard, and I am at the forefront of the struggles that it takes to own land and having to pay for it for so many years.
Yeah, not easy.
And then for someone to just take it by being on it, and usually it's people who don't understand the work and the sacrifice because they've never purchased any property in their life and want to get 30 acres. Mad.
Really? So Tony, you would more punish, you run them out of the court. Anybody
Man.
come with that gun? All right.
So that's what they have to pay rent for the amount of years they're there.
Them there. I agree. All right. So let's hear the article and then you have some questions.
Yes, we do. All right. Supreme Court dismisses adverse possession claims despite 30-year occupation of Amity land. A couple who was fighting to keep two parcels, not even one, two parcels of land in Westmoreland owned by the husband's deceased boss, was left disappointed after the Supreme Court threw out their claim for adverse possession and ordered the husband to give up the properties along with a tractor. The husband, Michael Van Rel, who was an employee and relative of the landowner's previous wife, was given notice on March 14, 2022, that he was squatting on both properties and was asked to vacate within 30 days but refused. Mr. Van Rel, who had been permitted by cane farmer and haulage contractor Woodbine to build a house on a portion of the 5-acre property in Amity and to farm, will still be allowed to live on the land by the court order. Okay, so that's not too bad. He's allowed to live on the land.
Who? The squatter?
The squatter. See there? Will still be allowed to live on the land by the court order. However, Justice Monroe, in her judgment, ruled against an order for him to pay over $2.1 million in, what's this word, Mom? Mesne profits for trespassing on the other land, a 1-acre property in Hertford from September 2018 to April 2022 and continued. Okay, I agree with that.
So he had attempted to take possession of both properties in Amity and Hartford following the death of his late boss's wife in 2012.
Okay. Mr. Woodbine, 4 years before his death in 1996, had given Mr. Van Rel a 1/4 acre of land as advance payment to build a house on the Amity property and had, by oral agreement, leased him the remainder to continue farming cane.
Okay.
This is where your oral agreement come into play.
So he gave him a 1/4 acre in exchange for him building a house. And then agreed that he could raise.
It's not in exchange. He gave him 1/4 acre that he could build his house to live on.
Okay. And also gave him permission to do cane business.
Right. And the rest of the land is the 5-acre.
Right.
Administrative estate. However, following the death of the late farmer's wife, Miss Woodbine, In 2012, the couple's daughter, Anisha Woodbine, and her cousin, Carlton Woodbine, appointed as administrator of her father's estate, he initiated a claim against Mr. Van Rel to recover possessions of the land. The claim, filed in April 27, 2022, sought orders including that the defendant quit and deliver up possession of both properties, as well as hand over a Ford 7000 tractor or pay $4 million. Mr. Van Rel and his wife Beverly filed a claim 2 days later in which they sought several declarations, including that they had dispossessed all parties with any entitlement to the Amity property, and that the defendant and any party with any entitlement on the Woodbine's estate were barred from any interest in both properties. You see, this is what I don't understand, They get a notice to quit, and their first move 2 days later is to write a claim that they have dispossessed the man's property before they go pay rent or negotiate for keeping somewhere to live.
The quarter acre.
Yeah, I mean, this is why I don't believe in adverse possession. They also sought an order for the Register of Titles to issue a certificate of title in their names as joint tenants, and further that the grant of administration to Carlton Woodbine was invalid, void, and of no legal effect. Really now. Now, which lawyer sit down and do this? Before you tell the people to go buy property. Carlton Woodbine, through his lawyer, Andrew Irvin, submitted that Mr. Van Rel was farming cane on Amity property with the couple's permission, but that his license was revoked following the wife's death in 2012, or when he was served notice. Exactly. Irvin also argued that the paper owner of the Amity property was not dispossessed, nor was there any discontinuation of possession before 2012, and further, that Mr. Van Rel had admitted to having an oral agreement with the couple. It was submitted on behalf of the claimant that adverse possession did not arise on the basis of occupation exercised at the request or with the consent of the paper owner, the judgment said. Exactly. If you have permission, you cannot be squatting. Irvin also contended that the evidence showing that Carlton Woodbine and Declan Woodbine paid the proper taxes between 1996 and 2012 further proved that there was no discontinuation of possession. In relation to the Hertford property, he said Mr. Van Rel was a squatter who took possession of the land in 2018, but possession continued up until 2018 because at different points the wife and two other persons had occupied the property. Okay. Inequitable and unjust. Mr. Van Rel, through his lawyers, Leonard Green and Nyron Wright, argued that it would be inequitable and unjust for anyone, including Carlton Woodbine, to have claim on the property which he and his wife had been occupying undisturbed for the last 30 years. The lawyer further argued that the inordinate delay over 20 years after the death of the deceased would have equated to a waiver of any reasonable rights or interest in the property. See why delay is danger?
Mm-hmm.
The lawyers argued further that their client had made it clear to the world at large, really, that he had the requisite intention to dispossess the deceased or his estate of the land. You have an oral agreement and permission to build a house, and you have declared to the world that you have a right to dispossess the owner. Really? Mr. Van Reel act of taking possession of and occupying the Amity land, commercializing the land through farming for their benefit without paying any money to or seeking the permission of the deceased or his representatives, and taking out a loan for construction of and subsequently constructing buildings on the said Amity property was evidence. The court further found that Mr. Van Rel was not in possession of the Hartford property for the required period of time to properly ground a claim for legal title. So he doesn't even just want no one that he's living on and farming. He wants at the second property that the man owned to.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, the court found that Mr. Van claimed to have dispossessed the owner of the Amity property fell short of a statutory minimum period of possession required, given that he was served a notice to quit on March 2022, which is why you have to act quickly when you see trespassers.
Mm-hmm.
The court concluded that it was satisfied on a balance of probabilities that the legal title in the deceased Woodbine would not be been extinguished,
Has not
been extinguished, and as such, the estate of the deceased has not dispossessed the Amity and Hertford properties to the grant of administration to the claimant.
So the claimant didn't get anything. Did he at least get his quarter acre to live
He
on?
got the right to live there.
The right. Wonder if he still lives there. That was in the first part of the summary.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tony, you can go to the questions. Almost out of time. All right, everybody, thank you so much for staying with us so far.
No more waiting.
Adverse possession always has
We
to
are
be
moving
subject to any hates. Adverse possession, I do too.
Them say them broke, so them not start. See the price and them get dark. Mind
think
lock them
really
afraid
you
for the
should
market.
claim it if you
Never know
really
say your
above
system start.
grounds for
You no
claiming
need to
it.
rich to begin.
As them say,
Just
you can't just
strategic
go around and
feeling.
teach people. Huh?
From you know where you qualified for. Your foot already.
The person who asked the
But them
question
a watch pan
earlier,
sideline.
I hope
While
you answered
and
it.
price
Let me go back
climb.
to the
Them
questions.
want perfect
If there was any
same
part
time.
that
Now
missed
them
the
late
time.
and miss time. Start smart, build it fast. Every move, adopt cash from your step.
How easy
On
it is
the
for
ladder,
someone to
next
steal
level
your
come
land
quick.
if
No
you're
pass,
paying the
buy what you can
but
afford
have
now.
not occupied
Step
or
in the
used
game,
it.
no style now. Start small, level up fast now. Build wealth,
yeah,
make
visited
it all now.
Do you know if
Pre-approve, know
anybody's
your
in
price now.
it?
My pay
Do you know
your
if
way,
it's
you
tough?
stand now. No more
That's
talk,
key.
action now. Real
For
estate,
paying the
we are
taxes alone is not
1,000.
enough. If somebody lives there,
No more waiting.
raising children,
No
trying out
more
them
excuses.
goats, run a goat farm, anything
Start
like
where you are.
that, then they
And
can
build from
claim
there.
that they're in possession, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Any other question?
Questions? Yes. How long after submitting an offer for a house does the realtor normally take to tell a person if the application was successful?
A day or two. We try to do it in a day or two. Is that your standard, Tony?
Yeah. Usually a
The
day or
only
two.
way we have a delay is if the owner is delaying.
Yeah, or if there's multiple offers.
Multiple offers. Like the owner got like 6, 5, 10 offers. They're going to delay because then now they're deliberating.
Mhm.
But if we just have one offer, within a day or two, we respond and send back the signed agreement or we send the account up.
Staffy says you cannot really go wrong buying into a gated community, either house or land. And Donzel says, how long does it take for JN to disperse the money to the seller for the sale to be final? I've paid the closing cost in March and I still haven't paid my first mortgage. It's a land purchase. But closing cost,
You're the buyer, so you paid.
the closing cost, but has it gone to titles
Has it been
up?
transferred?
Yeah.
You have to wait on that. Sometimes the transfer will bounce as we have one of those this week. So sometimes
Yeah,
they
two
will
of
send
those
it.
this week.
We have we have two titles about this week transfers. I only know about one. So sometimes it goes to the titles office and it bounces, meaning something is wrong. There's an error. Came back, it has to go back. See, I've lost 2 weeks right there. And then once it's okay though, Jan pays out within a week.
Yeah, but you can ask the attorney or your attorney. You're the purchaser side. You can ask Jan too.
Yeah.
If it hasn't been lodged or if it bounced, etc. And they'll find out.
But if you're anticipating that, you should have started paying the mortgage already. Put the money in the Jan account. Don't spend it.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're at least a month or two ahead of the mortgage.
Yeah. Gated communities give you the freedom to lock up and leave. You never think while the house will be there when you never think that the house is not be there when you return. It's the best feeling. And that good neighbors are a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Lady Cole says, what happened if you are the one paying the taxes, however the land is there? What happened if you are the one paying the taxes, however the land is there? Not sure.
Not sure what the question is.
All right, ask that one again, Lady Cole. Staffy says, how do you think these emerging viruses with pandemic potential are going to affect Jamaica's economy and real estate market? It's very serious. Who has now declared an Ebola an international emergency? Everyone needs to be in preparation mode. Owner who want to come back home, don't delay. Claudia has been preaching for years to buy. Many people have lost out from.
Is that the same question you're asking?
Yeah, and now cannot afford it. Yeah.
That's one question.
Yeah. Well,
about the pandemic.
Comment, yeah. So between the pandemic and the one where you.
All right. So the pandemic one, well, it's not a pandemic yet. What are they calling it? Emergency or what?
Who has now declared Ebola an international emergency.
Right, it's not a pandemic yet. Well, like the pandemic actually, we had a surge in sales during the pandemic. Literally, persons were just coming here and buying property, wanting to escape. What happened? Jamaica is wide open in terms of we're not clustered in, right? So even if we live in apartment buildings or high rises and so on, we have a lot of green space areas around us where we can move around, walk around.
Mm-hmm.
We're not and our cities aren't dense like that. Like, you know, in New York City, a kind of bump on 100 people trying to cross over the pedestrian and so on. That's not us. So definitely persons will probably try and come to Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
As many of them have realized. Is it
And
an airborne disease? What is Ebola? Is it airborne?
No, I think it's contact with like blood and those things.
Oh. All right. And what was the other question?
Where's Palmetto Pines? Palmetto Pines is in Spanish Town, Upper St. John's Road, like you're heading to Greeny Acres or Dovecot.
It's not in Spanish Town. It's on the outskirts of Spanish Town.
On the outskirts of Spanish Town.
So you interface with a bypass or you interface with the highway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming.
Someone wants to know, good afternoon, when will the evaluation or the valuation and survey for Palmetto Pines be ready?
As soon as we can't do that yet, we have to get the water line in, compact the roads. Then the parish council gives us a release to say, yes, you have completed. And then we go and get the titles. We need the titles. We can't send it to the the banks, NHT, without these titles. We have to have the titles.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. Palmetto Pines is palmettopinesja.com. When you go on it, open the map. You will see the lots that are available. You'll see what's on the offer. Same thing with Ecostate at Norwich. Open the map. So all our subdivisions, we use a map, everybody. The map tells you the map tells volumes, right? And you can apply from the map. They can apply from the map. They can click on the, did you connect that part of it?
No, they can't apply from the map.
Or
You
they have to go
the
into application form and apply. All right, we need to enable that section.
All right, that's it for questions.
And you're on time today, Tony. It's 1:57. All right.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So we see you next week. You have your closeout song, Tony?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I do.
It's one of their favorite songs.
It is.
See you next week. Remember, you can call us on my website, claudiadavisjm.com. Also, we're bringing up the Real Estate Merchants website now, realestatemerchantsja.com. I'm the one doing those websites, guys.
I know, Mom. High five on that.
I tell you guys,
You're doing amazing work.
I have been hunkered down with my AI and I'm learning everything. And I'm saying to myself, why didn't they come with this years ago?
When you're younger, you
When
can
I
know
was-
you're complaining that you're tired.
Oh, I'm tired. And every day they bring up a new feature. And I have to be learning it. Oh my God. Trying to keep pace. But I'm loving it. So claudiadavisjm.com, that was built by me using my AI. And realestatemerchantsja.com, also built by me using my AI. Rika JM, also built by me using my AI. But Rika AI is really for my agents. They use that one to produce their content and so on. And don't forget the map app. So those of you who want to be pre-approved for a mortgage, go to map. I also started that one with my AI.
You did. That was your first.
That was
foray.
my first foray into it. But I got this far, and then I actually gave it to a developer. But I said, Tony, I'm not doing that again. I'm definitely pulling through all my my apps. And of course, I have lots of apps in the pipeline coming up. You're gonna see them. All right, everybody. So thank you so much again. And
Bye, everyone.
bye, everyone. What's the song? Can I hear it?
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna try and see.
No more waiting.
Clean. There we go.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
No more waiting. We are move now. Them say them broke, so them not start. See the price and them get dark. Mind lock them afraid for the market. Never know say your system start. You no need for rich to begin. Just strategy to win. From you know where you qualified for. Your foot already in. For them a watch pan sideline. While and price a climb. Them want perfect same time. Now them late and miss time. Start smart, build it fast. Every move, adopt cash. From your step on the ladder. Next level come quick, no pass. Buy what you can afford now. Step in the game, no stall now. Start small, level up fast now. Build wealth, make it tall now. Pre-approve, know your price now. Map tell you where you stand now. No more talk, action now. Real estate, we are run down. No more waiting, no more excuses. Start where you are, and build from there.